Alright, hello, and welcome to another Dango Bongo stream. This was requested by all you lovely people who voted in the poll that I accidentally let go too long. But, I digress. You guys chose, and this is what we're doing today. So, let's get back into it. We gotta go find Sayaka, I believe. Also, I think everything's still good. Everything's still good. Okie dokie. This is where I last left off. Yeah, let's do it. I think, oh yeah, I had a knocking at my door.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry to come by so late. Sayaka? Oh my goodness, she's coming to our room right before it's nighttime. Sayaka, what are you doing out so late? That's when I noticed. Her body is trembling. Is everything okay?
It was so strange.
Sorry to bother you, but something really weird just happened. We'll find out what. Something weird?
Makoto.
Just a little, oh no, sorry. Just a little while ago, I was laying down in my room. And all of a sudden, my door started rattling and shaking. Oh, it didn't alert you. I'm sorry. I just started though, so it might take a minute. Her voice sounded like all the air had been squeezed out of her lungs. Just hearing her talk made me tense up. In all the right places.
I was so scared.
It was like someone was trying to force the door open. My door was locked, so they couldn't get in, of course. But they started shaking the door harder and harder. I was so scared, I couldn't even move. So, what happened? After a while, it just stopped. I let some time go by, and then I got up and opened the door to check outside.
Makoto.
But there was nobody there. Inappropriate. That's me all times. Oh, wait. That also brings the question on if I'd made a mature stream or not, because if we're gonna have talk like we had last time, woo boy, that is not gonna be appropriate for all the youngins that, you know, watch me, you know. Where the hell's... Okay, it is on mature. Good deal. I thought ahead this time. They do indeed use the F word in this game. A lot. Someone tried to force their way into your room? But who would do something like that?
I mean...
It's not like I'm suspicious of anyone here, but still, it makes me nervous. What if something like that happened in the middle of the night? What would I do then? You don't have to worry about that, right? I mean, we can't go outside during nighttime.
But
that's just a promise we made, right? If someone decided to break that promise, then why don't you stay in my room tonight? Would that make you feel a little better? I know I would. Sorry. What? All it said in the school regulations was we had to sleep in the dorm rooms, right? It didn't state specifically which room each person had to sleep in, so...
Hey,
But two people sharing one room is, you know... Ah! Oh, geez, I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, okay. Sure you didn't. Honestly, that didn't even cross my mind. No, I know, me neither. It's not even that I mind the idea, but... If you don't mind, could we maybe switch rooms just for a night? Switch rooms? If it'll help put your mind at ease, then it's totally fine with me. But I don't mind you. I don't mind you staying in my room. But are you sure you're okay with me staying in yours? That doesn't like concern you? That I'm gonna like go through your things and sniff all your belongings, possibly your pillow, take it for myself, and just hoard it because I've been stalking you since middle school? It didn't cross your mind, but the sign on your door says, "Not to enter the bone zone." Oh yeah! It's fine, I trust you. In that case then, maybe you shouldn't. Ding dong bing bong!
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
My favorite dude.
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
That's new. They just added that on
Okay
this
then.
time.
Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bug bite.
Oh, Monokuma. Oh man, it's already nighttime. Okay, so it's settled. I'll head to your room right now. Oh, if we're gonna trade rooms, we better trade keys too. Ah, that's right. We'll have to trade keys. Again?
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Yeah, sure, Sayaka. Sure. Huh? Hey, aren't you gonna say you were just kidding? Okay. What if I wasn't just kidding? Something resembling a smile had made its way to her face. Thank goodness. It looks like she's already started to get back to normal. Okay, we better trade keys then.
Okay.
Yep, let's do it. Like right now, on the floor. Sorry. We exchanged keys, and when I looked back up at her again, there was another worried expression there. Makoto, please be careful. If someone comes to the door, don't open it no matter what. I won't. Yeah, she's definitely like some kind of serial killer or something. I don't trust her. I don't like her. Not as much as I don't like Toko, but the same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? Oh, by the way, just so you know, my bathroom door tends to get stuck. There's a little trick to opening it. You have to turn the knob and then lift up on the door when you pull it out. Lots of innuendos today. Just do that and the door should open no problem. Okay, but the showers don't work during nighttime anyway, right? Oh, that's right, I totally forgot. Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time. But I guess I might use it when I get up in the morning, so thank you. Okay, well, I better get going, you know, to your room. We're gonna be all alone with your things. See you tomorrow, Sayaka.
Hey,
Oh, and about what I said before. When I said I was psychic, it really was a joke. Honestly, I'm just very perceptive. Yeah, I know. Good night, then. See you in the morning. Sayaka gave me one last parting smile, and I headed off to, quote-unquote, my room. I looked around as soon as I got out into the hall. Everyone else's doors were closed. There's no sign of life. Good. There's nobody here. Making sure nobody was around to spot me, I rushed into Sayaka's room. Looks the same except it's got pink stuff. Oh yeah, gender roles. Huh. Anyway. So this is Sayaka's room. It really doesn't look any different from mine. Smells nice though. Yeah, he's gonna go sniffing fucking everything. Oh, let's look at the trash. Kinda weird to dig through other people's trash, but I couldn't help taking a quick peek. There wasn't any doubt about it. It was the DVD with her name written on it that we found in the AV room. That reminds me, I never did get a chance to find out what was in her video. But it's probably best if I wait until she brings it up again. That crazy lady's gonna make tea from your dirty laundry. No, I think that would be, well, no, I think they both would. What is that? Is that the chair? Oh, that's the chair. Okay, I thought it was something else. My room came with a toolkit, but Sayaka has a sewing kit, just like the note said. Next to it is a map of the body's vital organs. Yep, they really mean it about murdering peeps. If I remember right, all the girls' private bathrooms have locks on them. I'm a little reluctant to go in. I don't think Sayaka would like me snooping around too much. I should probably go to bed soon. As I lowered myself onto Sayaka's bed, a pleasant fragrance enveloped me. Sayaka's scent. Maybe it'll bring me some sweet dreams. Oh, I'm gonna... Nope. Feeling a little better than before, I fell asleep. Oh man. He's got more props now. Imagine you're in a big spaceship in the middle of an intergalactic adventure. You've heard of Noah's Ark, right? We're all sort of like that. We've set sail and left Earth behind. Here you don't have to worry about crazy neighbors, corrupt cops, drunk drivers, or pyromaniacs. You don't have to worry about the ozone layer or an asthma-inducing air pollution. And of course, you don't have to stress about studying for finals or practicing for the big game. But even in our divine world of freedom has rules. After all, freedom can only exist because of rules. If you're really dead set on returning to that tiny piece of dog poop you call Earth, please do your best to follow the rules. I hope I've made myself perfectly clear.
So then, let's everyone do our best to follow these new guidelines and live happily ever after together.
I wonder if he's like an alien. I feel like he might be an alien. Some piece of alien tech or something. Ding dong bing bong!
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine!
Booyah.
Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
Well, no, I know bears are definitely from Earth, Justin. Thank you very much. I'm just wondering if Monokuma is from, you know, space. Because he's not normal. By any means. I sat up, still half asleep, and rubbed my eyes. Slowly, I pulled myself out of bed. Bear Mars. That'd be funny. I remembered I was in Sayaka's room. I just remembered I promised to eat breakfast with everyone else. I'd better get going. Doot 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 doot. I left Sayaka's room and made my way toward the dining hall. Bears built the pyramid. A few people had already gathered at the dining hall by the time I got there. Hello, Makoto, and good morning! Can you believe it? I was the first one here this morning!
Good morning. Hey, Makoto.
Morning! I suppose I'm early. Figured everyone who had arrived on time could be considered modeled high schoolers. And the ones who showed up a little late...
Yo!
Sorry.
How did I do her voice? was very valley girly. Sorry I'm late. My makeup just would not cooperate this morning.
Ah, well, hello.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My morning duty took a little longer than usual. We're the types with a more relaxed sense of time. Most high schoolers fall into this category. And finally, the ones who kept everyone waiting forever.
Indeed.
I suppose I'm late. Good morning, everyone.
My bad, my bad.
My bad, guys. Slept right through my alarm.
What's your problem?
What? Is it so awful to be late?
Yo!
I didn't oversleep. Just so you know. Nope. Got lost. I blame the Bermuda Triangle. Oh yeah. Don't care about time or other people in general. They're the kind to move at their own pace. But regardless, everyone had arrived. At least that's how it was supposed to go. Wait, aren't we still missing some people? Yeah, Sayaka and Byakuya aren't here yet. I don't know about Byakuya, but I would definitely put Sayaka in the model high schooler category. So for her to be so late.
What?
What's going on? Did something happen?
Yo.
Hey man, have you seen Sayaka? Why would I have? I just came straight from my room to here. Did she forget about our breakfast promise?
However,
I got the sense she always has her stuff together. Listening to everyone talk like that, a small dark speck of unease rose up inside of me. And that speck started to grow quickly. I need to go. I have to check on her. The words had barely left my lips before I flew out into the hall. I flew with my wings. Where I headed first was my room, where I'd let Sayaka stay for a single night, where she was supposed to be safe. But over the course of that one night... Okay... The room had been completely transformed. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell indeed. There's a keychain on the ground. It has my name on it, so this must be my room key. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to move around. I gave it to Sayaka when we traded rooms. Cool. Cool. This is the replica sword I brought back for self-defense. It had been taken out of its sheath. More importantly, where's Sayaka? There's a lot of scratches everywhere. There are slashes and gouges on the walls and the floor. More importantly, where's Sayaka? Where's Sayaka? God damn it! Where's Sayaka? The trash cans move. Lint roller. Looks like the lint roller has way less sheets on it than it used to. More importantly, where's the... Yeah, I got it. Sorry. We better check the bathroom. Let's take a look inside. Oh, she dead. She dead. She very dead. Take a look inside of this reading painbow. Oh man. It took a second to realize that I was screaming. What I saw dug its way through my eyes and buried itself in my brain. And then dot. Everything went black. Well, I mean, to survive deadly life, Jesus Christ. I guess we don't have to worry about her murdering us. But goddamn. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring at a huge ceiling. It was a ceiling I remembered seeing before. When I sat up, I saw someone looking at me. Again, it was someone I'd seen before. Dot. Pitch graffiti the walls with all your Pepto-Bismol. That was actually pretty fun. Whew. Ah, you're awake. Finally. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Now's not time for sleeping. Get your ass up. Huh? You were unconscious, dude. I had to carry you back here.
Well,
It's no surprise considering what happened. What happened? Grr, grr, ah! Hey, are you okay? So, it wasn't a dream. What I saw, it was real? That's right. It really did happen. Sayaka is dead. A deep, dark despair worked its way through my body and then exploded out of me. I shot up and took off running. Hey, where do you think you're going? I have to see for myself. I have to see if Sayaka is...
just give up.
You can check once, twice, 1,000 times. Sayaka is completely and irrevocably dead. No, I have to see for myself.
Why?
Listen to us, man. What do you think's gonna happen if you go out there? Well, what good is it gonna do sitting around here? I mean, why are we all hanging out in the gym at a time like this? Our friend, Sayaka, she's dead. Dead. When I said that, it finally hit me. I realized she really was gone.
Calm down.
None of us want to be here right now, either. Then, why? Hang on one second. Sorry, I forgot to put the streaming sign on the door upstairs. Anyway. Shouldn't it be obvious? Monokuma, he told us all to come here. Well, hold on! Don't talk like that! We all protested it! I mean, we remember the terrible price Sayaka had to pay! But...
So...
I'm the one who convinced them to come. Right now, we need to do whatever he says. We're his prisoners, right? It's not a good idea to defy him without reason.
Correct.
We don't need to make any more sacrifices than we already have. Why should we listen to anything he has to say? It's obvious he's the one who killed Sayaka.
Wrong.
I would never do that. If you believe anything, you can believe that. He's here again.
Hey,
Unless someone violates the school regulation, I absolutely will not interfere. I can promise you I won't do anything that goes against the purpose of your school life here.
listen up.
I'm famous at safari parks throughout the world. What? I'm famous at safari parks throughout the world? Okay. We're following the bear times 1 rule.
But...
Then, who did it? Who killed her?
Come on.
You already know the answer. The one who killed her is one of you. Nobody had a reply for that. One of us killed Sayaka? Don't be stupid, that's...
What?
What's the matter? You guys all look like you're about to see a dove get shot up with a Gatling gun. Don't you remember what I told you when this all began?
Yoo-hoo!
One of you decided to kill Sayaka so you can graduate. Sorry, our food that we delivered got here really, really early instead of coming, you know, around 8 o'clock when I told it to be delivered. Anyway. Someone's just following the rules. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well...
You're lying, right? Of course he's lying. I'm telling you, he killed her.
Wrong.
Nope. Sorry, one of you is now a bona fide killer. If they wanted to, the one who did it could testify to that little fact. What? Without thinking, I looked around at everyone. They all had the same look on their faces. Everyone looked at each other with a combination of fear, suspicion, and confusion. Are you serious?
What is this?
Someone killed someone? It is amazing what people are capable of.
Just hold on.
Hey, hold on. Don't assume he's telling the truth.
Stop talking.
That's enough. Before we do anything else, I'd like to confirm something with that stuffed animal here. If one of us really did kill her, that person gets to graduate from this school, right? Huh?
Come on.
Don't play dumb. That's what you said, isn't it? If you kill someone, you get to leave. Wow.
What?
Why are you laughing?
It's because... Naive. You're just so naive. You think it's really that easy? You can just kill someone and waltz on out of here?
Hey, come on
You're
now.
super naive. Devilishly naive. Hellishly naive.
No. The real thing has just begun. The real thing?
Now then.
Are you ready? Allow me to explain the second part of the rule regarding graduation. Just like I explained before, you must kill someone if you want to leave. However, even if you do that, there's still one more part to the agreement that you have to uphold, remember?
Then perhaps...
You are referring to rule number 6 of the school regulations. If you are the blackened that committed the murder, you can't be found out by the other students. That is what you're talking about, is it not?
In other words,
Bingo! It's not enough to just kill someone, you have to actually get away with it. Which naturally means you need a system in place to assess whether or not it's been gotten away with.
yahoo!
So, a certain amount of time after a murder has taken place, a class trial will begin.
Class trial? So wait, okay, wait a minute. So we have to do a trial to figure out who the hell murdered? What? This game. Okay.
Yep, it will begin a few hours after the murder. Everyone will gather together, including the blackened who committed the murder. And the spotless students will all engage in one big debate showdown.
During the trial, you'll have to present your arguments about who you think the blackened is. And once everything comes to an end, the outcome will be decided by popular vote.
So we literally have to put people on trial and try to figure out a murder ourselves. High school kids.
If the answer you've arrived at is correct, only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life.
I don't...
However,
This is crazy.
if you choose poorly, then the one who got away with murder will survive, and the rest of you will receive your punishment.
What?
Which, of course, means your school life will come to an end. As far as class trial rules go, that's all there is to it.
What?
Well... So, what exactly is this punishment you keep talking about? Well, to put it simply, it's execution. Execution?
What? And by execution, you mean...
Execution is execution. Execution!
Oh my god.
Poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
So, to make sure I understand, if we get the culprit right, then only they die. But if we get it wrong, all the rest of us get executed?
Well done.
What a smart little chimpanzee you are. Look at you implying you didn't do it without actually saying it. So it's basically what outside world calls lay judge system, or an inquisition type thing. Which means you'll be deciding on who the killer is. But judge carefully, because all your lives are on the line. Okay, let me just add a rule I just described to your handbook. Make sure to keep that in mind. The new rule has been added to the regulations menu. Oh my god. Wait, hold on a second.
The hell are you talking about?
You're freaking insane, you know that?
Huh?
What the?
A class trial? What the hell is that? I don't want anything to do with it.
What's this?
Why not?
Stop it!
What do you mean, why not? Why do I have to waste my time trying to figure out who murdered someone? What? Are you saying you're not going to participate in the trial? Only punishment awaits such blasphemy.
The hell are you talking about?
What? Punishment? I might, I don't know, throw you in a deep, dark, scary prison or something.
Shut the hell up!
Shut the hell up. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to be a part of this.
I don't believe it!
Don't be so selfish. Oh, don't be so selfish.
Stop it!
You're the one being selfish. Kill whoever you want. It's got nothing to do with me. Oh, wow. The evil's standing here before me. I'm trembling with fear. Yeah, that totally looks like fear, Monokuma. Totally.
Shing!
But I won't give in to such evil. It's my style to stick it out and resist till the very end. If you really want to get out of here, you'll have to go through me first. As he said that, he came charging at us, although it was more of a waddle. But then...
Are you enjoying yourself now?
I'm not gonna say what immediately came to my mind, but it's okay.
Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation.
Oh yeah, she did.
I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear, Gunyear.
What? Oh, shit! What?
This wasn't supposed to... Why me?
More Pepto, yeah. Suddenly, right at the end, her eyes shot wide open. And just like that, she never moved again. The hell?
No way!
What the? I don't... This can't be real. No way!
Well now.
Now I'm painfully aware of the great power and meaning of promise. I really wanted to keep a corpse from popping up for no good reason, you know? But I guess you all needed to be taught a lesson, after all. What an amazing promise. Now you guys understand, right?
Now you see just how serious I am. Defy me and you get shot full of holes, exploded, buried alive, disintegrated, etc. So, if you don't want that to happen to you, you best obey those school regulations.
This is nuts. This is nuts. Junko's body had been impaled by with a bunch of spears. An unbelievable amount of blood started pouring out of her body. It was the first time I'd ever seen the moment someone's life came to an end. Nobody there could deny what they'd seen. Junko, who until a second ago had been our friend, was dead. She died. She'd been murdered. In simple terms, it was the death of a human being.
Hey,
It's really not that shocking. She just died, that's all. She just went and died. It's no more remarkable than the inevitable demise of the entire human race. It's just as natural as the eventual end of the world itself. This isn't some superhero comic, so it's not like when you die, you didn't really die. This is reality.
Why?
Why'd you have to kill her? Didn't you say you would put her in prison or something? I changed my mind.
I knew it.
No, you've been wanting to kill us the entire time. Kill this entire time. Kill this entire time? Don't be silly. You can't kill time. Or are you being metaphorical? Are you saying I wanted to waste time this whole time? Come on, what do you take me for? I'm Monokuma.
Well now.
Anyway, none of that matters right now. I have something I'd like to give you to help you in your search for the Black End. This little file has all the information I've gathered about the death in question. I'd like to call it the Monokuma file. After me, Monokuma, the best bear in the universe, because I'm Monokuma. I mean, naturally, you guys aren't experts at this kind of thing, so you can only do so much with a corpse. So instead, I've gathered up everything I know about the circumstances and cause of death. What's that? How do I know the cause of death, you ask? Because the surveillance cameras picked up the whole thing. I got to see it all go down.
So then,
Wait, so then you know who killed Sayaka? Of course I do. If I didn't, I couldn't possibly pass a fair and accurate judgment during the trial, now could I?
correct.
That's a good point. The judge has to be able to make the proper decision. That's somehow comforting.
Well,
Now then, please put your full effort behind your investigation. After all, you don't have any choice but to give it your best shot. Seriously, you don't have a choice. Okay, we'll meet up for the class trial in a little while. And with that, Monokuma disappeared once again. He left us stunned and confused. He left us at a total loss. He left us with Junko's dead body growing colder right in front of us. And for who knows how long, nobody said a word. The fact that Sayaka and Junko were dead was a huge shock, of course. But there was more to it than that. It was also the idea that one of us had actually murdered someone. And that if we didn't find out who it was, we would all die here. We'd found ourselves in a situation where we couldn't help but look at each other with an open suspicion. It was the worst situation imaginable. And yet, even in such a perversely terrible situation, she didn't show the slightest hint that it had gotten to her.
Hey,
Now's no time to wallow in your depression. The worst thing we can do now is lose all faith in each other. That would lead to the same disastrous result as having total faith in everyone else.
What?
Faith, sorry. Huh?
in other words,
Cooperation is absolutely key at this point. Who you decide to trust or not trust, of course, is up to you. Continuing to think about and talk about the deceased certainly isn't going to help anything.
What the heck?
Saying stuff like that is just... How many times have I told you? Anyone who can't adapt will die. Death is the only thing awaiting those who are unable to or unwilling to adapt. If that happens, you only have yourself to blame.
that's terrible.
What an awful thing to say, especially after what's happened.
Just a second.
Right now, exposing the killer is the most important thing. Because if we don't, we're all going to die here. She's right. We need to begin our search right now.
Of course.
Either way, we can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward.
What the heck?
We just have to do it, I guess. What other choice do we have? No way in hell am I letting someone kill me. Alright, damn it, let's do this. We just have to do it. Everyone kept repeating that sentiment. They were using it like a mantra to give themselves strength. But they're right, we just have to do this.
No matter how much we don't want to, we have no choice. We have to do this. We have to keep saying we have to do this, but we're just gonna put off that we have to do this. If that's what it takes to survive, then that's what we have to do. Like I said 20 times earlier, we have to do this. On top of that, there was something I needed to find out. I had to know why Sayaka had to die. Why she had to be the one. I'm terrified to find out, but still, I have to know. Otherwise, I knew I'd never be able to accept her death. Which is why I don't have any choice. I have to do this. Like I said 5 million times already, that I have to do this. Alright, let's talk to Kyoko.
Hey,
Before we start searching for Sayaka's killer, we need to decide what to do about securing the crime scene. What do you mean? You're thinking of putting someone on guard duty so nobody can disturb the area, are you? The first game has a bad habit of repeating itself for sure. You got better at pacing with each game. I hope so, because, I mean, I would like to continue this game and then maybe the next one, but I don't. There's a lot of repeating. After all, if the culprit decides to destroy the evidence, we're pretty much screwed.
Hey,
In that case, I don't mind doing it. I don't like having to think anyway. I'll let you guys figure out who killed that chick.
Okay, then we can let Mondo look after the scene.
Well, no, we can't just leave him there alone.
what?
What? Why the hell not?
Stop talking.
Isn't it obvious? If you were the culprit, that's the first thing you'd do. By volunteering for guard duty, you're in position to destroy all the evidence you want. What? Fuck you!
So then,
Fine, then I'll stay there on guard duty as well. That way, there's no problem.
Two-player co-op base defense with two of them. With their stats, they're totally OP.
Since we won't be able to help investigate, we're putting our faith in the rest of you.
but
I'm still pretty freaked out, but I'll try. I wonder if it comes up with the same thing.
anyway,
We're going to find out who the killer is, because if we don't, we're all going to die here. Let's talk to my girl Celeste. See what she has to say. So you finally noticed. Huh? Noticed what? I was looking through the Monokuma file we received, and I noticed something very obvious and very unusual.
huh?
Huh? What are you talking about? Go ahead, take a look. Notice anything interesting about where Sayaka died? She died in Makoto's dorm.
Ah,
What? She's right.
Then could it be?
All at once, everyone's gaze turned to me. Hold on a second, you got it all wrong. For just one night, I traded rooms with her. I did it because she was afraid.
what the heck?
You expect us to believe that? Just tell us the truth. The look in everyone's eyes had done a complete 180 from just a few minutes earlier. The feeling of suspicion and fear had returned. In other words, you think I did it? Let's talk to... Do we talk to her again?
Anyway,
Nah, same thing.
what the heck?
I hate this, but still, we don't have a choice. We have to figure out who did it. Or else we're all dead. I mean, do we talk to Celeste again? Relax. Nothing's been decided yet. Okay. Talk to what's his butts. We need to hurry up and figure out who the culprit is. Okay. If we find out who did it, then only that person dies. But if we get it wrong, then all the rest of us face execution!
What the heck?
That's what the ridiculous school regulation said, right? So stupid!
Are you serious?
So, we're really gonna try and find out who did it? Yeah, I guess so. Well, I want to talk to everybody. I want to still talk to everyone. I will leave when I'm done talking, thank you.
Huh?
Is this really happening?
Don't fuck with me.
Screw that piece of shit bear. Besides, it makes me curse more. That's fun.
Huh?
Huh? What's going on? Yeah, you're bad. Jeebus. Wait. We can't run away from the situation, so we have no choice but to move forward. That's my fave.
What should I do?
Someone got right in front of us. They... I'm not even talking to Toko. She can go fuck right off for all I care. Hifumi? Consciousness has crashed. Restarting now. Please wait a moment. Okay, bye Togo. I hate you.
Just a second.
Hold on. Huh? Before we even begin the investigation, isn't there something else we need to discuss? Oh, yeah. Like, I guess maybe Junko? I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in the movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I don't know why you even bothered to check. After those injuries and losing that much blood, frankly, I'd be shocked if she did survive something like that.
Huh?
Huh? Hold on. Hold on. Just wait a second. She's dead? Then that means...
What?
That means everything that's happened so far is real. It's not a joke or whatever. It's really real.
Let me
Hell
out of
no.
here.
Someone save me. Let me out of here. Someone help me.
What's your problem?
You're just now accepting that?
So then,
Are we all done talking? We need to begin our investigation soon. At this point, we should split up. We need to get to the bottom of this and find out who killed Sayaka. We'll have to collect clues to form a foundation and then construct an argument to come to a final decision. Woo! I can read today! If we get this wrong,
so
well, do I really have to say anymore?
actually,
I'd rather you didn't. No.
goodbye.
Everyone pray for good luck. With that, Kyoko hurried out of the gym.
Goodbye.
I'll be going too. Peace. And just like Kyoko, he was gone before we realized it.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, I'm on guard duty, huh? I better head to the scene of the crime. Ah, that's right.
Hey, damn it.
Let me just say this right now. Whatever son of a bitch did this if whatever son of a bitch did this is here now, and they're thinking of destroying that evidence,
Fucking
they
dead.
better not let me find them. I'll skip the trial and cave their goddamn skull in myself. I'm serious. I will fuck them up. Nice. Letting his deadly words hang in the air, he and Sakura ran off.
So,
But I mean, we're not detectives or anything, you know? And we're gonna investigate a murder? How do we even do something like that?
anyway,
We really don't have to do anything in particular. We already know who killed Sayaka. What are you implying?
this is very suspicious.
It was you. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Sherman. Mommy's streaming. No squeaky toy right now. Alright, hold on 1 second.
Okay, we're better now.
Don't come any closer. Are you gonna kill me next?
So,
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. I'm not for sure that Makoto's guilty yet. That's true. We may as well at least check just to check. Yeah, he's very squeaky. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't help investigate. Why would we want you to anyway, Toko? You're a fucking biased piece of shit. Anyway. Sorry, I'm a little mad. Wait, why not? I'm not good with blood. All it takes is one glimpse and I black out. Even though I've been in this room the entire time and haven't done anything except, you know, call her a slut right before she died and shit.
Oh, yeah?
Well, whatever. I don't think anyone was expecting much from you anyway. Yeah, Leon with the burn. Alright, I guess I better get going. Wait, don't go yet. You have to hear me out. But it was pointless. Everyone had already left. And their parting looks at me had still been filled with suspicion. Totally could read that. Does everyone really think I'm the killer? How did it turn out like this? Seriously, they've got it all wrong. Why do they have to suspect me? Even though she was in my room when she got murdered. Like, I don't understand why that would make me a suspect. I have to do something. Otherwise, everyone will...
Execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair. Zzz, zzz, poison gas. Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane.
Up there. I can't let that happen. I can't let things turn out the way Monokuma wants. All I have to do is find out who really did it. Who really killed Sayaka. Cool. I guess I should look through the Monokuma file we got before. The victim Sayaka Maizono. The time of death is estimated to be about around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. All evidence suggests that the death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, the wrist appears to have suffered a fracture. We have no choice but to push forward if we want to find out what happened. Somehow, I have to find out the truth, so that we can all survive. And for Sayaka, I have to find out how she was killed. So, Monokuma File 1 has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Truth Bullets. Cool. No way. I seriously don't want to die here. I'm begging you. God, Buddha, Mother Earth, God of Space, King Neptune, help me. I don't care who it is, just get me out of here. Hiro doesn't seem prepared to do any kind of investigating right now. No, he doesn't. Aren't you... Oh, sorry. Aren't you gonna help with the investigation, Chihiro? But I can't leave Junko here. I feel sorry for her. I have to stay with her. Yeah, someone should. Alright. Leave the gym? Yeah, leave the gym. We're gonna leave this area too. Because I don't think there's anything pertinent here. First of all, I should head to the crime scene. My room. We won't make any progress without investigating there. So I headed to my room where Sayaka's corpse still remained. I better examine the state of my room a little closer. That might reveal something new. Well, I got the lint roller that someone used the lint roller. All the scratches. I don't think I got the handle thing. This is the replica sword I brought from back from this bench. Does this mean it was used in the attack somehow? And plus the sword's been taken out, so it's just the sheath, but... Huh? There's some scratches on the sheath, and they must have been made with something sharp. But how did the sheath get scratched up in the first place? Even if someone used the sword during the struggle, it doesn't make sense for the sheath to be damaged. I mean, if you're gonna attack someone with a sword, the first thing you're gonna do is unsheath it. A heavy sheath like this would only get in the way. It could just slide off in the middle of the fight. So why are there scratches on the sheath? Replica sword sheath has been added to the truth bullets of the section of your handbook. Sweet. So, I guess I gotta look over everything anyway. This is the replica sword. This is me. It was used in attack somehow. And plus, it's been taken out of its sheath. I hadn't actually looked at the blade itself till now, but I shouldn't be surprised. It's coated in gold too. On top of that, some of the gold coating has come off parts of the blade and the handle. Yeah, the handle especially is missing a lot of its coating. I remember the coating sticks to you even if you touch it a little bit. Replica sword has been added to the truth bullet section of your... Huh? Looking at the lint roller, it looks there's way less than there was before. Did Sayaka see how dirty my room was and decide to clean it up a little? I don't know. There were gouges in the bed like someone attacked it. What the hell happened here? Okay, so there's gouges on the floor. There are scratches and gouges on my walls and my bed. Is that evidence of a struggle? It looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Damn it, I was right. I was right there in the other room. If only I'd heard something.
Wait.
That would not have been possible. Huh? Don't you remember? All of our rooms are completely soundproof. So something can happen in the room right next to you and there's no way you can know.
Well.
Perhaps this was another of Monokuma's strategies, creating an ideal setting for murder. Evidence of struggle has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Cool. So, I guess the wall thing was already added. What the fuck? A yellow lab? How much cleaning could she do with the damn lint roller? I don't know. Apparently a lot. That evidence of a struggle. Looks like there must have been some kind of fight in my room. Our rooms are completely soundproof, remember? Okay, got that. Hey, Kyoko. Quietly called her name while she was investigating the area, but...
What are you doing? Isn't it obvious?
Oh, I like her voice more than I like my voice I gave her.
No, not really. I'm searching. Searching?
She was down on her knees, carefully inspecting every inch of my room.
Did you lose a contact or something?
Wow, you're dumb. I don't know what she's doing exactly, but she seems to be concentrating pretty hard on it. But a few seconds later, she suddenly stood up and
Listen.
said, "Are you a clean freak?" Huh? No, I don't think so, but what? Nodding, she glanced around my room one more time.
I see.
Interesting. What's interesting?
Hey.
Just as I suspected, there's something very unusual about your room. Unusual? What do you mean?
So...
I've searched your floor from one corner to another. I didn't find one single strand of hair. Really?
Indeed.
Not one hair from the victim and not one hair from you, even though you've been living in here. You know, now that you mention it, I noticed something while I was looking around before. It looked like the lint roller in my room had been used, but I never touched it. Could someone have used it?
I see.
Very interesting. Your room didn't have a single hair in it, and someone used your lint roller without your knowledge. In other words, someone other than you came in and scrubbed your room clean. Was it Sayaka or the killer?
Well?
That's the question, isn't it? Makoto's room cleanliness has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Okay. Well, there's the key. There's a key on the ground. It has my name on it, so this must be my room key. If I remember correctly. That's right. We'll have to trade keys. When we switched rooms, we switched keys too. So Sayaka could have the key here in my room the entire time. But wait, if that's true, then how did the killer get into the room in the first place? Could Sayaka have forgotten to lock the door? No, that seems impossible. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? After saying that, there's no way she could have forgotten to lock it or opened it for any reason. Well, maybe she dropped the key somewhere and someone grabbed it or something. No, that's not possible either. Sayaka was in here when we switched rooms. And with how scared she was, she wouldn't have gone walking around, so she couldn't have dropped it. So how did they kill her? Switching rooms have been added to your truth bullet section of your handbook. Nice. Garbage can. Can I click that? No. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom then. What am I missing? I got the lint roller already. Got that. The table? Oh no. Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too? Try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, I will follow your lead. I see. Okay, so it is different. The display saying the sword was on. Maybe the door? I should check the room first of all. I thought I did. Oh! Toolkit is still inside the drawer. I don't see any evidence that it's been used at all, which makes sense, I guess. I mean, it's mine, and I haven't gotten any reason to open it. I can't even imagine a situation where I need a toolkit like this.
Yo.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Mondo.
What?
We ain't exactly in the mood to be building the fucking furniture, right? So you haven't used yours either, then?
What?
Not just me. Nobody's busted theirs out yet, as far as I know. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday.
By the way.
None of us guys has opened their toolkits yet, because why the hell would we? Toolkit has been added to truth bullets. What else? Notepad is still here, but I don't think it's relevant right now. Isn't that the same of that? I got that. I got that. Got that. Got that. I got that. What am I missing? Do I have to talk to Kyoko? But I did already. It's one of the monitors, Monokuma. Right now it's just showing the crest. Maybe the camera? Surveillance camera. The mastermind must be using them to keep an eye on everything that's happening here. They don't do anything to stop what's happening. They keep on watching. Yeah, I got that already. Yeah. The bathroom, and on the other side of the door. No, I can't let it get to me. I can't afford to freeze up now. Forcing myself to push my panic down, I stepped into the bathroom. Okay, so now I can do it. Looking at her made it painfully clear that it wasn't a dream or an illusion. She had lost everything that made her her. Sayaka. All at once I was overcome with dizziness, nausea, and the urge to burst into tears. But I can't hesitate now. Why? Why did Sayaka have to die? I have to uncover the truth. I have to find out what happened. I wanted to give up. I wanted to collapse. But the thought that thought held me up and supported me. Okay. Alright. Told myself I simply couldn't face what I saw, but now's no time to think like that. I pulled out the Monokuma file to verify what it said about her body. Some sort of sharp object had been thrust into her stomach. That must have been the killing blow. Whatever they used to kill her, where'd they get it? That's definitely something I should look into later. Also, according to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's right wrist is broken. Her wrist does look swollen and bloody, that's for sure. But there's something sort of glittery on her wrist too. Right there where her wrist is swollen, there's something glittery. That definitely concerns me. Another thing that concerns me is, there's some blood on her left index finger. That's it. The palms of both her hands are totally spotless, so how come only her left finger? Sayaka's wrist has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. The stab wound in her stomach is what killed her, so when she broke her wrist, that must have happened earlier on. I mean, how would her wrist get broken after she'd already been killed? So it's very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. The killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. I looked past Sayaka to the wall behind her. That's where I saw it. What? Oh, come on. That says Leon. There's no way that... Oh. Written in blood were the numbers 11037. That says Leon. That is not numbers. You see, there's a little... I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a dash that goes from the top of the first one, quote unquote, to the bottom of the second one, quote unquote. That's an N. Oh, man. Did Sayaka do this? Sort of sharp object, but where they get it, blah 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 blah. Yeah. No, it's definitely 5 arbitrary numbers. Totally. Oh my god, I didn't mean to set this whole thing off again. God damn it. Oy vey. That's it. That's the only things in this room. Alright. Yes, I'm gonna leave the bathroom.
It would seem...
It looks like you found it, right, Makoto? The bloody numbers. That's most likely Sayaka's dying message. They're not numbers. I've never seen something written in blood before. It was really her final message. It's as if she wrote it with life itself.
Right.
Do you often talk like an aspiring poet? But the numbers she wrote, what do they mean? 11037. I have no idea what that could possibly mean. The way she wrote the numbers makes me think she wanted to use her body to block them. If she wrote them in that location while she was sitting the way we found her, it means she must have wrote them by turning only her hand towards the wall. If you were to write something in that position, do you know what the result would be? The result?
Well,
think about it. You're not going to tell me?
Makoto.
You need to uncover the mystery of this case yourself. Otherwise, the case will end and you'll remain unconvinced. Okay. I have no idea what you're trying to say, but it's obvious you're not going to tell me. Like, okay, so we're not a team now? We were a team and we're not a team? The first investigation / trial is a tutorial for the series, so it's very baby. This is baby mode? Oh my god. But honestly, I have no idea. All I know who I should talk to when it comes to numbers, who better ask than the ultimate programmer. There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know how the door to your bathroom got broken? Broken? You mean how it gets stuck?
What?
Gets stuck? Yeah, I guess I'm the only one, but the door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. When I first tried to use it, I thought it was locked. But once you learn the trick, it opens no problem. Bathroom door frame has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Correct.
So the door doesn't quite fit the frame, huh? But actually, I'm referring to the broken doorknob. Nope. Clearly, it's the pick 5 numbers, leave the school, and become a millionaire. Yeah, right? Huh? The doorknob?
That's right.
You didn't notice? Well, try closing the bathroom door. I'm sure you'll see right away what I'm talking about. I did what Kyoko said and shut the bathroom door.
Oh man, it is totally broken. How could I not have seen that?
The doorknob. Can I look at the doorknob? What the heck? The doorknob's practically about to fall off. Why is it like this?
It would seem...
Someone must have used a screwdriver. Sorry. Or something similar to unscrew it. Whatever it was, it's obvious that this was intentional. What? It was intentional? Why would someone want to do that?
So...
I guess maybe they were trying to get the door unlocked and ended up breaking the whole thing. But my bathroom doesn't have a lock on it. Only the girls' bathrooms can lock, right? She stood there for a while, lost in thought. And apparently, struck with a sudden realization, she shot a question at me. I have one more question for you. Okay, so just say it, please. You mentioned earlier that your bathroom door would get stuck, right? Did you tell anyone about it? Oh, well, I did tell Sayaka about it last night when we switched rooms. So what you're saying is, only you and Sayaka knew about it.
Interesting.
She had the slightest hint of a smirk on her face. I got the sense that she was really starting to get into all this.
I see.
Then that clears that up. Huh? What clears what up? I'm so lost.
Goodbye.
Well, see you later. Okay. Don't share with the class. You know, the ones we're trying to make sure that we live. Bye, Felicia. As if I were forgetting I was there, she suddenly turned and left the room. Bathroom doorknob has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I still don't really understand any of this, but I've already given my room a good once-over. Maybe I should look around somewhere else. I should start looking into where the murder weapon might have come from, and also, I should look into the DVD Sayaka got. With Sayaka dead, I have no choice but to see... No, you don't! You don't have... That's... Okay. And on top of that, I'm sure there's some other areas we're checking out too. Yeah, sure. Go through a dead girl's belongings and just look through her DVDs just to see, you know, whether or not she saw her family die or whatever, like anybody else. Yeah, it's probably Backdoor Sluts 9. Maybe I should see what everyone else thinks, if they'll even talk to me, that is. Cool. We're gonna leave. Yeah, we're gonna leave. Oh! Huh? This is definitely my room, but the nameplate has Sayaka's name on it. It wasn't as good as BDS 7. So, the nameplate switched. Huh, this is Sayaka's room, right? But the nameplate has my name on it. The nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched. So all that effort I put into switching rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. But why would anyone do that? Okay. So wait. So she asked me to switch, right? And then the nameplates were switched anyway? That doesn't make sense. Because then... they'd still know that she's in that room. Come on, no. I know, life's so hard. Alright, talk to Leon.
Seems like...
Something doesn't seem right. The Monokuma file said Sayaka was killed in your room. I just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? Did I say mono? Oh yeah, Mono. Shermano. Sorry. Sherman's nickname is either Shermano or Mono, so I just shortened it to Mono. Sorry, my bad. Very strange. Mr. Daggy, what was Mrs. Maizano doing in your room? Let me just say this.
Most suspicious.
I absolutely will not allow you to dispose of any evidence in the trash room.
Do you really think I'm guilty? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I confused you. Yeah, Shermano. Sherman is known as Shermano, Mono, Butt Baby, Big Baby, Growly Baby, you know, Butt Face, Blubbery Baby. He's known as many, many things, but I usually call him Mono. Right, Mono? Yeah. You're a good boy. He's a good boy sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Don't look at me like that. You know that's true. Alright. So let's look around. There's the trash room. Because it looked like our trash was empty. So I'm gonna look. There's a sturdy gate here, no way to get past.
Monokuma appears!
What?
It's the end of the line. The trash room. This is where all the trash in school eventually winds up.
How'd you get this gate open? How do you get this gate
you
open?
can't go
No,
any further.
no entry beyond this point. Only the person on cleaning duty is allowed in.
Cleaning duty?
No, you can't go any further.
No entry beyond this point. The only person on cleaning duty is allowed in.
Who's on cleaning duty?
You can't go any further.
Oh, okay, I get it. This is stupid. It'd be faster to turn around and
you
ask the
can't
other.
go any further.
Okay. I get it. I got it. He's a good boy. That's debatable. He is not a good boy all the time. You know, trying to murder people when they come to the door, that does not constitute a good boy. Thank you very much. Yeah, room in the area. There's nothing to see there. Alright, so since Hifumi sounded like he wasn't gonna let me throw out trash, I guess he's on trash duty? I'm looking for whoever's on cleaning duty.
Cleaning duty? As a matter of fact, that's me. Why do you ask? It just so happens Makoto talked to me yesterday and asked me to take care of it. Without someone on cleaning duty, the school would be flooded with trash in no time. So I formally applied for the position. I was gonna start this morning, but after what happened, I hadn't had a chance to get started.
And since you're on cleaning duty, you can open the gate in front of the trash room.
Here we go.
Of course! It's my job to gather up all the garbage and toss it into the trash room, like myself, because I'm trash.
I'm sorry.
And to do that, they gave me the key for the trash room gate. But we're supposed to rotate once a week, so eventually you'll be in charge.
Very strange.
Wait, hold on. You need a key to get in the trash room? And the only person oh my god, yeah, we know. What's the point of going to all that trouble? Why not just leave the trash room open all the time so that we can throw things out whenever we want? That does seem more convenient.
So in other words,
Actually. Anyone who kills a fellow yeah, we know.
so that's it.
That must be why. If anyone could go in and out of the trash room whenever they wanted, then destroying the evidence would be easy. No way! Thrill would disappear and things would become boring. Boring?
Hey, listen.
Anyway, more important than
Hey, you
that.
bastard.
Hey, fatty! Why'd you want the cleaning duty gig anyway?
Oh,
I just decided to volunteer for something I knew no one else would want to do. What's the big deal?
You...
Liar. I know why you did it.
Is it like...
You want to dig through all the girls' trash looking for, you know, and poking around at it.
there's no way to think
Ew.
about this in a common sense kind of way.
That's gross. First off. Second, what are you talking about? All my love is for 2D.
You know what I mean.
But there's all kind of trash diggers like that. Maybe you'll get tired of 2D and then turn to... I would never get tired of 2D! After spending a significant amount of time comparing 2D and 3D, I voluntarily chose 2D. Yeah, sure. The only thing 3D is good for is to shower love and affection on 2D. And PVC figures.
Give me a break.
Woo! He definitely is a fanfic writer after all. And yeah, I know, he does scare away strangers and all, but, you know, sometimes you need him to not, you know, scare the crap out of my grandma when she comes over because he's barking through the door trying to get at her, only to pet him, but he sounds like a demon nonetheless. How are you not totally embarrassed to say stuff like that? If you were so worried about Hifuma's questionable morality, there's a very easy solution. Whenever a guy has cleaning duty, Sakura can accompany them from picking up the trash to disposing. What?
What?
If you're as innocent as you claim, where's the harm in that? That's not how it's supposed to be. Anyway, on another topic, Hifumi, since you were on cleaning duty, I have a favor to ask you. What? So now you want to join my party suddenly? Sorry, you haven't triggered that flag yet. I mean, you haven't helped me recover from a past trauma, or save a village, or beat a boss, or, you know, gotten that milestone, or that achievement, you know, all those video game things, because I'm not just a fanfic writer, I'm an otaku. No, nothing like that. I was just hoping to get into the trash room and look around.
You got it.
Oh, okay. So easy. So Fumi and I headed down to the trash room. He's too powerful. You'd like me to open the gate, wouldn't you? You know, when I look at it, it makes me think. They said he killed his wife. He learned how to get on the inside, but he never stopped. What is he talking about? Get busy living or get busy dying, he said. So him and Rita, they found themselves way out. Whatever. Please just hurry up. Okie dokie, leave it to me. Fumi pulled the key out of his pocket and used it to flip the switch next to the gate. And then...
Mr. Naegi!
Hello, Mr. Naegi.
Without a doubt.
Surely you aren't planning to use the trash room to destroy evidence, are you? You fiend! You planned this all along! With you there? Really, dude? Come on. No! I just wanted to see if the actual killer had tried to destroy evidence or not. But the actual killer is you, isn't it? You want to see if you left anything behind. Wait, maybe a parallel world. Whatever, let's just hurry up and keep looking. Okay, well, there's that. There's something on the ground in front of the incinerator. Looks like a burnt piece of something. A burnt piece, like a hunk? A hunk of burning love? Oh my god, Hifumi. Oh my god. Anyway, it looks like a piece of cloth, and the shape is part of a sleeve from a button-up shirt. This is Leon. It's gotta be Leon. He's the only one who wears friggin' button-ups like that. Now that I look at it, that's definitely blood on the cuff, which means that's all that's left of the evidence. There's not a lot of people here with button-up shirts. This isn't enough by itself to figure out who the killer is. Burned shirt piece has been added to truth bullets, blah blah blah. There are shards of broken glass scattered around in front of the incinerator. It looks like it used to be some kind of glass ball. It's just about big enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Is this perhaps...
Yeah, is that... Do you know what it is? They say if you collect all 7, a dragon will appear and grant you a single wish, like the Dragon Balls.
Kidding aside, it's the kind of thing you might see on a big city street corner. Gaze into it and it will show you a glimpse of the future. Just like that beta girl who was on that quest to find that one guy. What? Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but who did this particular ball belong to? There's only one person it could be. It's Hiro. They should still be in the gym. I'd better go find out for sure. Green button and a yellow button. There's no doubt they're related to the big mechanism. This is the incinerator. It's way in the back of the trash room. It's a good 30 feet from here to the gate. Ah, it's on right now. Do you see the green and yellow buttons next to the mouth of the incinerator?
Yes, indeed.
It's a pretty simple setup. You press the green button to get it going and the yellow to turn it off. Sooner or later, you'll be on cleaning duty. So make sure you learn this before you leave, okay? Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here.
Is it a fairy?
Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. Hifumi, do you realize what you just said? Huh? The fairy? No, you said that last time you were here, the incinerator was off. Ah, yes, about that there can be no mistake. If I've got one thing going for me, it's my memory.
I feel as if...
Yesterday, as I was appointed, I came down to check the place out. It definitely wasn't on then. I haven't been back to the trash room since then. And since I'm the only one who has the key to open the gate, it should be impossible for the incinerator to be on. And yet... So that means someone is able to switch on the incinerator without opening up the gate. How is that possible? The incinerator has been added to the truth bullets. This whole thing is quite strange indeed. When I was last here, the incinerator was off, and those glass shards and burnt clothes weren't. What does this all mean, Mr. Anaegi? Will you be confessing soon? Why me?
That's it. I'm sure
Everyone already knows you did it. All the mysteries are being solved one by one. Sounds like he's living out one of his comic book fantasies. I think that's it. Leave the area, yeah. Oh, I gotta go to what's-her-face's room. I forgot. Running in the halls. Woo! Be a snoop and look at the friggin' DVD, because I'm an asshole. I can only leave one thing in the trash can. Yep, the DVD with Sayaka's name on it. Sayaka got really upset about seeing whatever was in that video. I wonder, what should she see? It might not be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. I'm sorry, Sayaka, I need to borrow this DVD. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave the area. I gotta go to the AV room. That's over here, I believe. No, it's downstairs, or whatever. Same floor, whatever. Try themselves are mostly voice acted. She'll have a good break from narrating whenever you get there. Thanks, because I don't know if you could tell. My voice is suffering just a little bit. As much as, don't get me wrong, I really do love doing the voices and stuff. It's really fun. But, whoo boy, for someone who hasn't been talking for like almost a year, to talk like strictly for like, I don't know, almost 2 hours now, that's a lot. Go look at the DVD. Should be able to use this to see what's on the DVD. The DVD that Sayaka threw in the garbage. I sat down in front of the screen and put in the DVD in the DVD player. I pushed play and the screen was dark for a few seconds, but then an image slowly appeared and it looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. She was there along with the friends she had said had been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. My vision started to blur and darken, and then
That voice I'd come to despise so much began to flow out of
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly, the screen went dark. And in the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Sayaka had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruin. But what I noticed even more than that was the figures of the other girls who had simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to.
Wow.
So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
Wow. Without warning, the video cut off. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say that he was even able to get them? If that really did happen, everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far? A bear that drinks blood for breakfast. Yeah, let's leave. Before I talk to Taka, I am going to take a quick bathroom break, because I did start that liquid IV stuff. It actually tastes really good, by the way, so if you guys need like something to hydrate, you might want to get that stuff. It tastes really good, and it's good for you, but it does hydrate you very well, so I will be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. I'm sorry for all the interruptions in today's stream, but you know, life happens. Wouldn't be life without interruptions. Anyway.
Listen to me!
Do you have a second, Makoto? I've uncovered something most unusual. The door to everyone's dorm has a nameplate on it, right? To show whose room is it,
You
right?
hear me?
Well, it just so happens. Wait, no, you might be the killer yourself. I can't tell you anything.
Got it!
Forget everything I just said. Forget Beam! Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do jokes sometimes. Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, Taka. Cool. Okay. Okay, so the gym's down here. We're gonna go in the gym. Talk to Mr. Hiro. Hey, Hiro. Can I ask you something? No. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. I've had enough. I got to break free. Hiro, snap out of it. Huh? Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Hey, does this look familiar? That's my crystal ball. But it's all smashed. What the hell?
What the heck?
I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So how did it break?
What?
Was it actually just made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally dupe me? Isn't crystal breakable too? Like, I'm pretty sure crystal's more breakable than glass. But, you know, that's me. Whatever. I don't know nothing. He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. So whoever controlled the crystal ball controlled the world. Was that seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So you can say without a doubt that this belonged to you? Yeah, that's mine for sure. Probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room? That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Shattered Crystal Ball has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Thanks, Hiro. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Everything I saved from fortune telling for 2 full years came out to be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you powers to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Yes, you can. You can feel bad that he got duped, for one. You can feel bad that he, you know, might not be the brightest bulb in the bunch. Whatever. Whatever. I did want to talk to Chihiro, though. Hey, Chihiro, I was hoping I could ask you something.
Huh?
Oh? What is it? Before she died, Sayaka left a message. She wrote out the numbers 11037. Do you have any idea what those numbers might mean? Like, could they be code or something? Sorry, no. Chihiro slowly shook her head.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I just don't know. Okay, well, don't worry about it. Thanks anyway for trying. Even she doesn't know. Or maybe she knows more than what she's letting on. No, it couldn't be. Alright, so leave the area. I wonder if there's a clue in the laundry room. And no, I'm not going there to be creep and like sniff panties or anything. I'm just looking, okay? Calm down. I can feel the judgment. Washing machine, a washing machine that has nothing to do with the case. Case. Magazines. Okay, so no. Okay, so... we got all this stuff. Do I have to check whose screwdriver has been? Well, let me go here. Because mine was fine. And I'm gonna say Sayaka's like, yeah, that's still there. Can I go in the bathroom yet? No, nothing there. I have almost everything. Okay. What am I missing? What? Minutes of a struggle, the sword, rooms, toolkit, Makoto's room, Sayaka's wrist, dying message.
Seems like...
It doesn't seem right. A lot of Kuno files says Sayaka's in the room. I can't give me the nameplate. But the nameplate was switched.
Very strange.
So why was Sayaka in your room when she was killed? Could it be you are the culprit? No, you've got it all wrong. Sayaka and I switched rooms last night. Didn't even try to hide the suspicion on his face. Even if what you say is absolute truth, you're still responsible for her death. Her death, wouldn't you say? Wow. Huh? After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you, right? Gah. The reason Sayaka was killed is because I suggested we switched rooms. She's dead because of me. Then it should have been me that died. Well, all we can say right now is that it's a possibility. If that's really true, then oh, right! Because I have to go to the kitchen to see about the knives. Oh, Tommy, you're so smart. Oh, best girl. Hina, are you investigating the dining hall? Oh, no, I'm just taking a break. Actually, I've been taking a break since we started. This is all a first for me, you know? I don't have the first clue of what I should be doing. I know what you mean. And I don't know why, but being in the dining hall helps me keep calm. So I know I shouldn't, but I've just been here kind of hanging around here. To tell the truth, I was doing the same thing last night when Sayaka was killed. What? Oh, so nothing else on that? Huh. Okay. I'm gonna go back there. Oh, a knife is missing. There are all kinds of kitchen knives here, big to small, but looks like one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning? No, it was not. Better see if anyone else here knows about it. Nice, kitchen knife set. Leave the kitchen. And now I can go talk to her about it. Hey, so did you notice that one of the kitchen knives is missing from the dining hall?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, weird, huh? I thought it was kind of strange, a knife just suddenly disappearing like that. Oh, so it wasn't missing from the beginning.
That's right.
Nope. Last I remember, they were all lined up in a nice, neat row. So, when did you notice one of them had disappeared?
Whoa.
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking tea in your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. In other words, you were right there in the dining hall when someone came and took it. Then you should be able to say for sure. You can tell everyone that I didn't come into the dining hall last night, which proves I didn't take it. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not. I would never. Hina, do you really think I murdered her?
I mean...
Well, she was killed in your room, right? So, I mean, you guys were supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. On the other hand, two people becoming good friends and then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Ding dong bing bong.
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, hmm?
Wow, what a jerk.
It's time for the long-awaited class trial!
Great.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Cool. The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Yup. It is time. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you! I bet you were afraid that you'd be discovered as the murderer you are. I hate her. I hate her so much.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. Then we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both knew that all too well. But then who is the killer? Leon. It's gotta be. The one who murdered Sayaka. It's really one of us. Yeah, it is.
Is everyone here? Okay then.
Sorry, I'm taking pills.
Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Is he gonna be sipping blood while we're doing the trial? I wonder.
Got it!
Relax! I haven't decided 100% that you are the culprit just yet! Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. Pills are delicious. They're not really, but, you know. Kyoko. Let's get started. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? Yeah, I did. Well then, the time has finally come. You ready? Is that what everybody's gonna be? Yeah, then I'm gonna save my voice and just go. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. Yeah, but we're all gonna die if I don't convince everybody. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. And I need someone else to tell me to do it. In Sayaka's army. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try to give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed, and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time has finally come. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Neato.
Yeah, you finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Dude, shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yoo-hoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up.
We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. We're set up so that everyone can see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. You guys are not sitting though, you're standing. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. And a deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, I want to save. Did I actually save? Did it save? I don't even know if that actually saved. Everything's deadly around here. Opening handbook. Oh, let me make sure it's saved. Yes, there we go. Set skills. What? What? Sure. I guess. Finish prep. I don't know. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
He's got a point.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
No.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Wow. Okay.
Friendship penetrates?
Oh my god.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
That's a good question.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
I feel like that's not true. I feel like you're just, you know, joking yourself.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Everything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. But this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, I've never played this game. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and then fire with the triangle. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options button, you read the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Cool, great. Ugh. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Well, yeah.
We know that part already.
Yeah, we do.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Yes, she did. Something's off about what you said, because if Sayaka hadn't resisted, there's no explanation of what happened in my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot or review someone's eyes, the argument will repeat. You missed it just a bit. Well, you know, within a group of statements, oh, I have to do it in a different color. It's a different color. God. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Got it.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
There we go.
No,
I got it. Objection!
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
She wasn't there.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and...
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Nope.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, it was a knife. Duh. Like, what? Oh my god.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
A knife.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Okay, we get it.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No.
No,
kitchen
wrong.
Duh.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
He sounds very familiar, like he like voices one in the anime I watched.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Him
I
too.
guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Oh, I mean, duh.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime.
Oh, shut up.
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Sure, why not? You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While your concentrating time will slow down, you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. I like that Leon guy. I'm glad he's totally innocent. Yeah, totally. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Right.
But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody...
Wait, whoa.
...was in the dining hall.
I want to shoot it. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. That's why.
And he went and stabbed
Damn it.
Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Wait. I hit the wrong button. Go back. Go back. I friggin'...
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was...
But where does that... Makoto must have taken it from he did it in secret, when nobody was in the...
Thank you, Jesus Chrysler. We have to go back.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
I really hate her.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Man, she just insults absolutely everybody.
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Yeah, so what's the point?
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Thank you, Mono.
Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
We were furiously making out.
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
That's why nobody got in trouble when they switched rooms. Like, come on, really?
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
Sakura's not a boy.
Unwholesome.
First off. Second, how dare you?
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Yeah, take that, Taka.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh shit is right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Oh man.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
What? Someone's not. Who's not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
So she took the knife? Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it!
Sayaka.
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Okay, the inconsistent pronunciation is throwing me
That's
off a
the
little bit.
only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
It's true. Even though I didn't, but they are, you know, still leaving some doubt up in there.
What? See? He did do it after all.
God, I hate her face.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. And then they're all gonna die. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die. Like I just said, everyone's gonna die. We're all gonna die!
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
The doorknob.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Is it the hair? Sure. I would like to know more about the Hangman's Gambit. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Oh god. Left stick to aim, triangle. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out in time, you fail. Well then, good luck, have fun. But that must be a crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Okay. What, hair? I'm so confused. Am I only supposed to shoot it when it's like... That's what I did.
Now I understand.
Oh, I have to shoot him multiple times? Oh, that's lame.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yep.
Yes. And if I were the culprit...
They have health. Yeah, well, they should.
Why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
True.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Why?
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Exactly.
Yes, very true, very true. Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Have these kids never seen, like, what is it? Like CSI or friggin' SVU or anything like that?
Precisely.
Like, come on.
It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Adoy.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Yeah.
No. There are other reasons that
Well, I
prove
mean,
why
no, but
Makoto
yeah.
couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves that is the object the killer broke. Doorknob! Oh, present key item.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
That's Edward Elric. That's why I know that voice. God damn it.
The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken.
Yeah, that's Edward Elric. God damn it.
See how
He's
the top
everywhere.
part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob.
It sounds like him. It could be somebody else that sounds really close to him, but it sounds like Edward Elric.
This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Why would he?
But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
But he knows the trick.
You still don't see? Okay then.
That's because you didn't know that there was a trick, you dummy. I don't know who that is. If he's that voice actor,
So
then
let's
maybe.
take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I've never seen Attack on Titan. And I've never seen a Sword Art Online. So, that doesn't help me. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about. Oh my god, what else do I need to learn? No, not the same voice. It sounds very similar though. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up, but no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm saying is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truthful and on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust and your influence gauge. I get it. Okay, so I got it. Resolve your own logic. Good luck and have fun. Cool. The door ring. Deal.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Yes, it did.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Right.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Right.
Then the killer ran after her.
Right.
And they got into the bathroom.
Yeah.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
No.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
No.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka
What?
cornered.
Come on. I hit it.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto?
Oh my god.
We already know the answer.
Fast forwarded so I can just go.
The incident took place in the coat
Go.
She then fled into the
Wasn't locked.
And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the... Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, she did not.
No, it's wrong.
I don't want to use a cheap tactic like slowing down time. I got this. I knew what it was. I can do this. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know.
After all,
after this
the
though,
girls' rooms are the only ones with walk-in bathrooms,
I am gonna have to stop the stream. My stomach is growling so loud. Like I need to eat real bad. But I know it's a game mechanic. I got it. I know. But you know, it's like cheating. But not really. It's not. I don't know. I knew it.
Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because I'm the only one who knows that my door frame is
because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that
But it's lucky
and
that
assumed
it
was locked.
did, because
So they
now
tore
it has
apart the doorknob
evidence
to
that
get
I
in.
didn't do it. Oh man!
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because he's dumb.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the
Oh,
boys'
nameplate
bathrooms.
switched.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know the door couldn't actually be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime.
I got it!
Yeah.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Because of the nameplate.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Yep.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
I mean, a definite possibility. That's true. Come on.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
So I've been trying to tell you. Yeah, I know. That's why there's this whole trial going on. That's why this whole mechanic is even happening.
Okay, then who did do it?
Again, why this whole mechanic is even happening, dude.
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
No.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
No, because then everybody does.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Thank you, Hina.
You.
Wow, okay.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Right.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
No.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
You're right, Taka.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could
That's
have
the only
knocked
way.
and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
That's gotta be the only way.
That can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Okay.
So, why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka would have let them in because... It has to be just switching rooms in general.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Unless... Same goes for you, Sayaka, no matter who it is, don't open your door for everyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
If she got the knife... I don't know. I'm casting a little doubt on our Sayaka.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Yeah. That you got what I'm catching what I'm throwing, Kyoko.
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
To set everybody
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this.
Especially
and
you.
Tell me, can you still
You
deny
got
the
too friendly
possibility?
way too fast. There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two, in 5 minutes from seeing in my room, okay? Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
Yeah.
And these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Oh, man, so this is like a double cross
Or
situation.
Sayaka, who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't.
What? Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Which, I mean, you could forge it, you know. But we're not going to talk about that. Then that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
That's got to be Invader Zim's voice actor.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Oh, dip. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Nope.
No, it's wrong.
They switched the dorm nameplate.
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
So they still would have gone to the
They
one
got
Sayaka was staying
switched?
in.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Yep.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem.
Especially if she was sliding that note
And the
under
one who
someone's
switched
door.
the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Maybe Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Yeah. There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates. Make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Yeah, she
She
does.
would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Yep.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
Yeah.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
Shady as fuck.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
She had the knife.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Well, yeah.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah.
I'd say so.
What's the deal with that sword?
Because she has gold on her
Sayaka
wrist.
suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because of the gold.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room and what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-deceptive Yeah, sure. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of these bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the weak spots to refute the statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll get damage to your influence gauge. Press the L1 button to rotate. Choose which bullet, plus the L1 to cycle, or you can hold down the L1, then use the left stick to select the specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the chamber. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be... What? Come on. That's bogus. Great. So excited.
When the fighting broke out,
yeah,
the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No. Wait.
That's what broke me my zone.
Damn it! No.
So she tried to fight back.
She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
I messed up.
That's exactly what happened.
No, that is not what happened.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
That.
Shoot!
What?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
Oh, I guess the sheath?
A sword-based sneak attack.
Something's wrong.
But she had to have had the knife in her hand.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched.
Okay, I get it.
See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Right.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath.
Correct.
If you are going to attack with the sword, you take it out of the sheath first, right?
Right, you're just gonna go, like, bludgeoning someone with a fucking sheath.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Right.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Right.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Which was Sayaka.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No,
so
she
she
had
grabbed
it.
the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her wrist.
I got it!
Or her palm.
You're talking about her palms, right?
They would be
The
all
palms of her
glittery.
hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it.
Yep.
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Why would she do that?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
That's so dumb. Yeah, I'm getting attacked. Oh man, I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Oh my god, I hate this bitch.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka could have washed the gold coating off her hands because degranulation, the water's turn off anyway.
I got it!
Well, why would you take a second while you're getting attacked to wash your fucking hands?
In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
Gross!
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
She's mean.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Okay.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
Right.
But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
That was Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
Yeah, she did.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Yeah. So she was meaning to kill.
The one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Yeah.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No.
No.
I like this. I like this.
Almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Because then it doesn't make her totally blameless and like, oh my god, what was me? Because then that makes sense as to why she was so nice earlier on and why she wanted to become buddy-buddy with her old middle school pal, who she never talked to. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Yep.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Yeah.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying.
Yeah.
And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yeah.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
Yeah.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Yeah.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned
As much
out?
as I hate her, she's got a point.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired.
Yep.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery.
Yeah.
If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously I'm committed to find out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. There's a lot left.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, it's wrong.
Get her dying message, fool, that you didn't know about because you
There
did
still
it.
might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yeah, we can. There's no question that Sayaka wrote her the message, and I can prove it because her
Her left
fingy.
index finger had blood on it.
Oh,
That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Yep.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still,
That thingy, though.
what the heck do those numbers mean? One,
Guys, it says
one,
Leon.
Hey,
Come
Chihiro.
on.
You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Fun fact, this message is even in, so it has a lot more impact. Wait, what is it? What do you mean? I'm
You're
confused.
right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Well, I mean, it's a name, right? Leon is Leon. Oh, okay, that makes sense. She wrote it in English and not in kanji or anything.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know. I know!
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yes, thank you. Come on. Rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
God. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Thank you.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the killer's name. Turn her message 180 degrees. It should become crystal clear. Oh, come on.
Here's my answer.
Leon.
The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. 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 Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
And it's been a coincidence that you've been sweating this entire time throughout the whole friggin' thing? Yeah,
it's
okay.
Just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
Yeah.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
Yep.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
We can. You were saying it about me, or Makoto, the entire time. You immediately threw guilt on me.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
We know. Yeah, this shirt. This shirt. Again. This shirt.
I got it! I mean, the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them.
No way!
And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
No.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
Yeah, okay.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to. Where? Where the shirt was destroyed? Focus on the channel become clear. Where was destroyed? You're talking about the trash incinerator, right? How the fuck is that supposed to make anything clear? I guess how? When? Oh my god. Okay, so then... It was... But... Whatever.
I got it!
It all
You look
leads to the same
closely
thing.
at how the shirt was disposed of. We should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash.
Then why was there all that glass? And why was it still on?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that exactly what proves that Leon was the real killer. The glass ball. Crystal ball. Whatever. Yep.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Not so well.
Shoot!
Damn it.
The key to the trash room. whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
No.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
There we go. I was just a little early. Oh, man. Oy vey.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Premature objection, yeah. Yep.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a
Thank you
crystal ball,
for,
but,
you know, lessening my plight.
But how would you use it?
If it's palm size, it's like a baseball. And if he's the ultimate baseball star, he could probably hit anything, like, from a mile away.
I got it!
Sorry, I didn't read that out loud.
The killer
My bad.
simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Yep.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. First hand to add,
had the
perhaps
key.
it was the work of a fairy.
So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
Correct.
Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Yep.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is... I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Yeah, let's hear about the closing argument. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. That is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of the events for the case in the form of a comic book. Okay. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the truth panels. Yeah, use the X button to put them in place. Holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. That goes there. Wait. No. That goes there. Right? That goes there. gotta be there. Yeah, I figured not all of them would get used. Take the lint roller, do that there. That. Ball up the shirt. Throw it in there. Throw it here. I feel like this be, I guess this.
The
I'm
killer
gonna guess
is
that.
you!
We'll try that.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Okay, so that was right.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
What? But that's what happened. She dropped the thing. Whatever.
Here's exactly what happened.
But she dropped it.
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
Oh, okay.
Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her,
this
but of
needs to be
course
done
the killer
because
had no
I
way
need
of
to
knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka.
You say it's like 5 minutes. Probably gonna be like another 20 bajillion
But
more
with what
minutes.
strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
It could be like 10, but not more than that. We'll see. We'll see.
First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot, and that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
I kind of feel bad because Leon did get
attacked. It would appear that hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room.
He did kind of just go after her even after the fact.
You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Courtney's gonna say yes.
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you didn't. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I am? I have the evidence? Sure. I would like to know more. Oh. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We will refer to this as a bullet time battle, aka the BTB, BTW. During the BTD, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button press with the tempo marker as they move across the screen. And reach the center. Press the X button to lock onto opponents. Oh, this is gonna go horribly. Destroy the statement you've locked on. Okay. Use the method to deal damage. Yeah, this is gonna suck out loud. Ugh. Okay. Keep their statement fast enough to come out victorious. Influence gauge.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
Thanks. Thanks for believing, Tommy. This is gonna suck.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me!
Oh, I have to lock on?
Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me?
This is
not
chance. Working.
It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
That was rough.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I wonder.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
Yeah, it did.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll make it easier. But it also is pretty difficult because you have to do it on freaking tempo.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
Yeah, you're done, Leon.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Not bad. For, like, pretty much failing the last part.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
He's a jerk. Poor Leon.
Uh-oh. Looks like you got it right on the money. The blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawada.
Dot, dot, dot.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch! What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It's true, he didn't. It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One step wrong and you'd be the one standing here. There's a complete chance that I wound up like this.
It was just... unlucky. That's all.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to accept my death? Yeah, kind of. Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Yes, he did. He clearly left and got his toolkit, then came back to murder her. He's no innocent. Yeah. I know. I mean, yeah, like, he could have left it alone as it is and just, like, been like, she attacked me. What do you want me to say? I didn't kill her, but she did try to kill me. You know? But he didn't. He just kind of killed her. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Well, you can, because you did, because your family was insinuating that they got murdered in your video. So, yeah, you were in her shoes. And yeah, you did nothing about that. Like, go fuck yourself.
Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here.
The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have something like that happen to them, and Sayaka.
I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant.
And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Of course she was. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Yeah, you kind of do know. She talked to you because she wanted to use you. Because you were a little nobody, but she was a somebody. And she had something to quote-unquote go back to. She sacrificed so much for her pop sensation. But yet, you, with your little dinky family, that doesn't matter. Because nobody talked about what happened in their videos. But, you know, whatever. I knew I didn't like her for a reason. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that.
Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships? She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she's descended into pure madness.
What did you say?
I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse.
Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that, she wasn't forced to do that. She just went nuts and did it. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But
that's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I wasn't sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
I was sure it would leave a bruise. Blah. If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum.
Oh, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Yeah.
Wait a second!
You did have a choice. You didn't have to go back and kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
No, that's not. Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh?
Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
What?
If it weren't for you, this would have never happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. It's that kind of justice that's awakened within you.
Just shut up.
Okay, well anyway, more importantly...
Chills!
Let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this.
Well,
Hey, come on now.
no more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
No, 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 no.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this right now. Oof. Oh my god. That poor kid. They literally could have done just one blow to the head and he wouldn't have felt all of that. But he felt every single one of those blows. Jesus Christ. What we saw. That was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else would we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control.
I can't take it.
Yeah, let's keep it going. I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it, what you're gonna do is sort of cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. That's only if every single one of you can get on board with it. What a...
Damn you!
Yeah. Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Okay.
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark and awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding good citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It's my dog's medicine time, sorry.
It seems like you're trying to use some common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit! I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground.
You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free from the outside world. We're being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone's waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to?
Sorry, I said everything I got to say. I need to save some fun for later.
And he just leaves. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Jeebus Chrysler. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. My battery's low. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered in my ear. Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case for yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me. You can't say just something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now. Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. Yeah, she wrote down Leon's name instead of everybody thinking it was him. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure how she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure. It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the depths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I can never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations from you. As she said that, she revealed a small smile. By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic. Aw.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Wow. Okay. So that was chapter 1. Jeebus Chrysler. Well, I'm glad that this is where we're gonna be ending. I received the despair bat. Wow. Yeah, I want to save. Thanks. Alright. I guess this is... Is this where we end, or... Okay. Just making sure I saved one more time. Yeah. Alright, so this is where we're gonna end the stream. Because, I'm really, really, really hungry. And, I need to give meds to people. Or, well, dogs. And, they probably have to go out to the bathroom. And, yeah, but this was crazy. I am excited for the next chapter, I guess. I hope you guys are. I'll put another vote out on my Twitter for Thursday to see if we're gonna be playing this or Lone Survivor. Yeah. So, this is where we're gonna end it tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging in. If you like what I do, follow, subscribe, do all that shiznit. If you do like what I do and you want to help me, you know, pay my bills and all that, you can tip me. I have my tip jar in my bio, in my about, and all that. And yeah, just, you know, have a great night. Stay safe. Tell all your family and friends that you love them. And just be as awesome as you already are.